Ria TV, True FM.
Say Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV.
Into True FM 96.1.
What's the meaning of the black barrier?
The black barrier is to tell Joseph Bakala if you don't organize yourself in a grateful manner, we'll keep up later.
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
News summary of 12. My name is Hansen the Represent.
Welcome to News and Analysis 30 minutes of news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and our one world.
Presenting this newscast is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited.
How is life after the presidency?
But before the presidency, the same life, that's what you see. I have a different life. You know, when I was not president, this life, that's what I live, you know, with my family and
I have a lot of interest in the health sector, the educational sector, and the agriculture sector. Roads, connecting roads in this country.
We are calling international community to come to intervene for us because, like I just stated previously, we don't know who to trust.
Always make sure to turn on to
from the news center here at the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. A pleasant good evening. Welcome to News Dex. Today is Tuesday, January 14, 2025. This is Marka Davis anchoring this edition of the news program. In the top stories we are following tonight, at an elaborate state funeral on Tuesday, Vice President Jeremiah Kun attributes his political success to the legacy of late Nema County Senator Prince Johnson. For their alleged role in the unauthorized removal and illegal sale of 11 vehicles from the Enfield compounds, Director General Dr. Dube Myean dismisses 2 staffs and suspends several others without pay. Liberia Revenue Authority brags of exceeding its annual revenue target of 690 million United States dollars for the year 2024 as Commissioner General Davajala looks forward to a more productive 2025. And of the one, at least 120 people are reported to have been killed in random bombing on Monday in the Dar es Salaam area of Sudan. The details of these developments, including the bulletin of news, voices of the newsmakers, sports, are all packaged on this edition of News Dex. We're taking a short break to be back. Well, thanks for rejoining us. This news program is powered by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited. Up next is the Bulletin of News with Naketa Roberts.
The Director General of the National Public Health Institute of Liberia has dismissed 2 staffs of the institute for their role in the unauthorized removal of 11 vehicles from the Enfield compounds and allegedly stealing the vehicles. Dr. Myean also suspended several others without pay for their role in the illegal action. According to an Enfield release, the decision to terminate and suspend the officials was rendered after several days of investigation by a 7-person investigation committee comprising of the Liberia National Police, the Internal Audit Agency, senior staff members, and the senior management team of Enfield. The Enfield staff that were dismissed are George Watson, Special Assistant to the Deputy Director for Administration, and Pee-wee Kwekwe, Director of Logistics. Anton Barr, Deputy Director for Logistics, was suspended for time indefinite. According to the release, by mandate of the investigation committee, the Director General also suspended Alexander Jassy, Jerome Pernin and Kennedy Gavler, all drivers, for 3 months without pay. Meanwhile, the Enfield Investigation Committee has recommended to President Barkai to terminate the Deputy Director General for Administration, Dr. Adams Lincoln, for his role in masterminding the unlawful removal and illegal disposal of the Enfield vehicles. He also stands accused of fraudulently creating fake General Service Agency documents so as to take personal ownership of an Enfield vehicle. The Liberia Revenue Authority says it has exceeded its annual revenue target of $690 million for the year 2024 and look forward to a more productive 2025. Speaking at a press conference on Tuesday, LRA Commissioner General Dabajala said LRA raised over $700 million in domestic revenue, having $692 million rectified, while $10 million is still being processed. The Liberia Revenue Authority boss noted that after all the necessary processing, the total amount collected will be about $700 million for the year 2024. Commissioner Jala attributed the success in revenue generation in 2024 to the cooperation and dedication of stakeholders, taxpayers, LRA stars, partner institutions, development partners, and the media. The LRA's boss further called on all stakeholders, taxpayers, partner institutions, and the general public to continue cooperating as the LRA is set to go digital in 2025 to enable a more vibrant revenue generation processes across the country. Meanwhile, LRA's boss, Double Jala, says Liberia is rich in terms of resources. Therefore, the country needs to stop relying on extended resources and strengthen internal resource mobilization for the benefit of the country. Jala called for collective efforts to move the country revenue generation to billions to enhance rapid development. Vice President Jeremiah Cohn has attributed his political career and success to the legacy of the late Nimba County Senator Prince Johnson. B.B. Cohn praised the late Senator Johnson as the person who brought him into prominence in the country. During an elaborate state funeral in honor of the late Nimba County Senator at the Capitol building on Tuesday, Vice President Jeremiah Cohn recounted numerous efforts by the late senator towards his political journey. The vice president revealed that the late Senator Johnson made him representative, senator, and now vice president with an ambitious plan to make him president of the Republic before his death last year. According to Vice President Cohn, the late Senator Johnson will be remembered by the people of Nimba and Liberia at large for his contributions to the country. He also thanked the late senator for the confidence reposed in him to head the movement for democracy and reconstruction as its political leader. Meanwhile, the leadership of the Liberian Senate has paid tribute to their fallen colleague, Senator Johnson, who served on several committees, including Defense, Security, and lastly, the Committee on Internal Affairs. The Senate Committee Chair on Rules and Administration, Maryland County Senator Bevel Brown, described the death of Senator Johnson as not just a great loss to Nimba, but also to the Liberian Senate. Senator Johnson served the Liberian Senate for nearly 20 years, from his election in 2005 until his death on November 28, 2024. The government of Liberia has rubbished allegations that the Liberia National Police and the National Security Agency have been torturing the prime suspect in the Capitol building fire incident. That's addressing the press at Mika on Tuesday, Information Minister Jeremiah Pierre said the Barker administration will not condone torture and inhumane treatment against any citizen. Minister Pierre said the government will welcome if any independent investigator will conduct an investigation to ascertain the facts about the claim of torture. On Monday, the prime suspect in the Capitol building fire incident complained of torture, inhumane treatment, and violation of his human rights by police and the national security agents. He fainted during an attempt to serve him his rate of arrest and was later rushed to the Myean hospital. However, the police has confirmed that suspect Torgbean Iterat has been discharged from the hospital and is currently in police custody as investigation continues. The government of Liberia is set to launch the Arrest Agenda for Inclusive Development and the County Development Agendas this Wednesday in Buchanan-Grambassa County. The event will be graced by President Joseph Boakai, who will lay the ceremonial unveiling of the development framework. According to Finance and Development Planning Minister Augustine Gaffron, the new National Development Plan is a pivotal moment in the nation's journey towards economic transformation, infrastructure development, environmental sustainability, and human capacity development. He said the new development plan is estimated around $8.38 billion for the 15 counties, and the program will be graced by government officials, stakeholders, and donor partners. Minister Gaffron spoke Tuesday at the Ministry of Information regular press briefing. Following heated legal argument on Tuesday, the Supreme Court has reserved its ruling in the case between Gracious Right Incorporated and the Assets Recovery Team. The lawyer representing Gracious Right told the Supreme Court that President Joseph Boakai's Executive Order 126 creating the Assets Recovery Team undermines several provisions of the 1986 Constitution. Councilor Working's Rights cited Article 89, 34, and 3, saying President Boakai's action supports the function of the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission that was created by the legislature to carry out such mandate of recovering state assets. Councilor Wright, according to our judicial correspondent, noted that though Article 5 of the Constitution gives the President the authority to promulgate executive orders, the power do not authorize such when another legal authority is available. Meanwhile, in his response, the chair of the Assets Recovery Team, Councillor Edwin Martin, disagreed with the petitioner's lawyer, claiming that they are yet to state any of the constitutional provisions that the president's actions violated. Councillor Martin further defended President Boakai's decision, citing Article 5C of the Constitution as his reliance. He stated that Article 5 clearly supports President Boakai's decisions, adding that he did not violate or observe the function of the Article 3, contrary to the petitioner's lawyer claim. RCR judicial correspondent said both parties' lawyer claims and counterclaims comes as a result of Tuesday's re-argument before the full bench of the Supreme Court, but the High Court has reserved ruling into the matter pending notice of assignment. Following their meeting with President Boakai on Monday, the visiting World Bank delegation has ended a tour of the McCarthy hydropower plant and other World Bank funded facilities being operated by the Liberia Electricity Corporation. Speaking during a brief welcoming ceremony, LEC Interim Managing Director Thomas Gokowan disclosed that all government entities will begin paying current bills effective next month. According to him, all government ministries, commissions, bureaus, and agencies will be issued prepaid meters in order to strengthen the corporation financially. He also disclosed that LEC will begin opening branches in the 73 districts, but will start with 5 in the meantime. Meanwhile, the head of the World Bank delegation, Diagane, who is also the World Bank Vice President for Western and Central Africa, expressed satisfaction on the work done by LEC thus far. The psychosocial supervisor at the Ministry of Gender, Madam Vivian Cannon, has described women empowerment as the show's way of making them self-reliant. Madam Cannon said empowering women will allow them to make informed decisions in society. Speaking during the 10th anniversary of the Royal United Saving and Loan Association in Montserrat County, Madam Cannon told the women gathering to know gender role as they have been empowered. According to her, women are to be aware of gender-based violence when they misunderstand their role because of financial capacity. For his part, the president of the Royal United Saving and Loan Association, David Kessley, expressed disappointment in the banking system in the country due to what he called this trust. Kessley wants national government to work with the banks in Liberia to put some system into place when it comes to saving. According to him, Royal United Saving and Loan Association has established branches in 5 counties, including Nimba, Bapulu, Maigibi, and Mosorado, generating over 30 million Liberian dollars yearly. A legitimate labor movement providing parentalship for the Firestone Workers Union has announced a strike action in Firestone, Maigibi County, beginning Monday, January 20th, 2025. Disclosing the planned strike action over the weekend, FAU President Redinek Bangali said it is intended to inform central government and Firestone workers that the negotiation between the workers' union and the Firestone management has ended in dialogue. Negotiation for the collective bargaining agreement started in October 2024, but it has ended in dialogue due to the Firestone management refusal to accept 4 demands from the workers' union. Among the 4 demands, the workers' union wants the Firestone management to provide its employee with some financial benefits upon retirement before turning them over to NASCOP. Meanwhile, the government, through the Labor Commissioner in Maigibi County, Roll Brown, is calling on the workers' union to constructively engage the Firestone management instead of staging a strike action, something he said is counterproductive. And away from Liberia, at least 120 people are reported to have been killed in random shelling on Monday in the Dar es Salaam area of the Sudanese city of Oduzmar, across the Nile from the capital, Khartoum, according to a local volunteer network. The Obandi Emergency Response Room said the death toll was provisional, suggesting that the number of victims could rise. Rescuers say medical supplies are running low as health workers struggle to treat large numbers of people with injuries from bombardments. Sudan's civil war, now 21 months old, has killed tens of thousands, uprooted over 12 million, and pushed the country to the brink of famine in what the UN described as one of the worst humanitarian disasters. It began last year after the leadership of the army and the paramilitary forces, the rapid forces, fell out over the future direction of the country. That's the bulletin of news. Is back to you, Marka.
Across Africa, a new era has begun, shifting our focus to a new horizon, connecting us with one purpose: to create and share opportunities to grow. Today, we are making a brighter tomorrow, built by our dreams and our energy. Across our continent, across the world, we are creating a better way to a better future. A Pan-African future. Together. EcoBank. A better way, a better Africa. Across Africa, a new era.
It is a regular feature here on News Dex. If you're just joining us, in one of the top stories we are following tonight for their alleged role in the unauthorized removal and illegal sale of 11 vehicles from the NPO compounds, Director General Dr. Dube Kresnya dismisses 2 staffs and suspends several others without pay. Let's bring you our first development. Vice President Jeremiah Cohn has attributed his political career and success to the legacy of late Nema County Senator Prince Johnson. VP Cohn praised the late Senator Johnson as the person who brought him to prominence in the country. During an elaborate state funeral in honor of the late Nema County Senator at the Capitol building on Tuesday, Vice President Jeremiah Cohn recounted enormous efforts by the late senator towards his political journey.
You can see the effect on the state, I'm going to people, and when you go God is still out there of the song. The reason I want the election over voting, because this thing we are here, because all this is and that's why I want to go to the God sent me for many things. I want to read why God sent me. Because I think if I stay at the great tribune without him, I will catch you. In 2017, we also lifted our hand and I want to be for the second time I represent Senator Ghana and also Kata with the government to at the FY conference or some conference. They want to keep by the people and they will be left in the government, but the discussion we have with him, prepare, I think he's coming to make it simple. And Senator, go to the airport in Alpha, go to the airport. When you go there, you do very good because and you're going to be bad. I'm good simple. And so I feel like the only thing maybe after the 9 years, we put it around the summer. And I got a call from the to do. Put somewhere around this time of year. I think they talk to the center. They say that's happening, David. I know, yeah, because you are good. They're ready to be put down here.
Where he is Vice President and the political leader of the Movement for Democracy and Reconstruction, Jeremiah Cohn, speaking during the state funeral of late Nema County Senator Prince Johnson in Monrovia. Meanwhile, the leadership of the Liberian Senate has paid tribute to their fallen colleague, Senator Johnson, who served on several committees, including the Committee on Defense and Security, and lastly, the Committee on Internal Affairs. The Senate Committee Chair on Rules, Order, and Administration, Maryland County Senator Blebo Brown, described the death of Senator Johnson as not just a great loss to NIMBA, but also to the Liberian Senate.
ROA, let's say, please go in the chat room and put something there. I said, what am I putting there? He said, I can't say it. Something has happened that I cannot announce. So I was talking to her at the same time, reading the chat room. At that moment, Senator Young Cohen, the senator of Nema County, brought in our chat room. The great senator of Nema County has gone to rest. It was chaos. Senate. We all marched to confirm it, went to the residence at the hospital, and that was confirmed. As Senator Johnson, the doyen of the Liberian Senate have passed. The longest serving senator in our history have passed. The defender of the people of Nema have passed. The good advocate for the people of Nema County have passed. We want to, on behalf of the Liberian Senate, Madam Johnson is hard to take. Please accept the heartfelt condolences of the Liberian Senate. The husband, we have any high esteem because among us, he was our doyen, he was the longest serving, and for his age, we respected him. So whenever we have issues, we look up to him for leadership. Quite bad. With courage. Your Excellency, the Vice President, we want to see you how you move. The Liberian Senate is saying the widow and her children need direction. The people of Nema are weeping, also crying, mourning. They need leadership. The rest of the country is looking at you to provide leadership. Yes, you will continue to cry. At this moment, we ask you to take part, provide the leadership that we so need. To the workers, the good people of Nema, on behalf of the Liberian Senate, we extend profound sympathy the whole of you. May God bless all of you. May God give you peace, and we hope that other lives in rejoicing will resurrect in the Lord.
He is the Senate Committee Chair on Rules, Order, and Administration, Senator Level Brown of Maryland County, there paying tribute on behalf of the Senate leadership during the state funeral of late Nema County Senator Prince Johnson. Well, at the state funeral today, the House of Representatives delegation was headed by Speaker Richard Kuhn. The funeral was attended by senior government officials, including the citizens from Nema and family members of Nema County Senator. Our House Representatives reporter Bill Lama has this report.
On January 14, 2025, Honorable Richard Namikon, Speaker of the House of Representatives, and Deputy Speaker Thomas P. Fala, alongside other members of the House, attended the state funeral of the late Prince Myean Johnson at the Capitol building in Monrovia. During the tribute, Speaker Kuhn honored Senator Johnson as a remarkable statesman whose contribution had a profound impact on the people of Nema County and the nation of Liberia. He emphasized that Johnson's legacy of service will always be cherished. The solemn ceremony featured the lying-in state of Senator Johnson in front of the Capitol Rotunda, attended by various government officials, including Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn and President Pro Tempore of the Senate, Yongli Kanga Lawrence, as well as citizens from Nema County. The House of Representatives plans to join the Nema County Legislative Caucus for the official homegoing ceremony of their late colleagues during the weekend, further celebrating the significant legacy of service and dedication that Senator Johnson provided to his constituents in Liberia. At the same time, Representative Samuel Koga from Electoral District Number 5, Nema County, announced on behalf of the family that the remains of Senator Prince Myean Johnson from Nema County will be taken to his church in Pinsville for a night of wakekeeping. Following this, the remains are scheduled to be transported to Nema County tomorrow, January 15, 2025.
On behalf of the Johnson family, we would like to have you informed that right after this program, we'll be proceeding to the church behind each office, and by 7 p.m. today, the way starts up to 1 hour. Then from there, tomorrow, we proceed again. After the work by 11 p.m. today, the body will be taken back to Shepherd's, and tomorrow morning, we will compose to receive the body once again for subsequent departure of the Nema County. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you.
The Nema Legislative Caucus has committed to continuing the educational legacy established by the late Senator Prince Myean Johnson. This announcement was made during a solemn tribute ceremony held on January 14, 2025, where Senator Johnson's body lie in state at the Capitol Rotunda.
The Nema Legislative Caucus was this honorable. Everyone goes to the union, has been elected. The budget has to work the same. I'm going to reasons why this particular piece the caucus because we understood our role over the last meeting this came us down. But let's say that as we stand on our feet today, keep it the citizens. There is us a lesson the lesson we've learned before this center is that the people in the country come from the country and they will come also to the it is our principle our values, me and my boys today, so that we can stand in the place of the world. We want to say thank you for the stewardship of the Vice President who has spearheaded the process of this all the way to Florida. The purpose is a standing invitation to everyone of you to join us in Florida beginning tomorrow. We will be ready to make welcome and have a better Sunday.
The caucus now now comprises 9 representatives from different districts and 1 senator, with Senator Myean serving as the spokesperson. During the tribute, Senator Myean expressed the caucus's commitment to supporting Johnson's families and ensuring that the legacy continues in the education sector.
Mr. Johnson and the Johnson family, as I already know, everything possible to uphold the legacy in the educational sector in our center. So please, all the humans and the world and the world.
He also extended an invitation to all citizens to join in honoring the late senator with a dignified burial in Nema County.
We are once again praising our children, the Lord, the Father, the Son, and the Pastor, Holy Spirit, and also the Christ, the Lord, and the Lord, the Lord.
Reporting for RCR News, I am Bill M. Lama, House of Representatives.
The government of Liberia has rubbished allegations that the Liberia National Police and the National Security Agency have been torturing a prime suspect in the Capitol building fire. Addressing the press on Tuesday, Information Minister Jerry McPia said the Boakite administration will not condone torture and inhumane treatment against any citizen.
The government is well transported to agree unified wisdom for national organizing organizations, scientists, private actors, and work on such investigations on this matter. The government shows that such investigators will have special access to state facilities and question. Normally, when something occurs, the government will initiate it. But for specific reference to police, when people are not pleased with all the risks, and after goes to circulate complaining people, which will conduct an independent investigation. But that investigation process is on. We do not try to influence or dictate the secret investigation.
He is the Minister of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, Jerry McPia, there speaking today at the Ministry of Information regular press briefing in Monrovia. Will later past the half-hour mark. Let's now join Edwin Batapoyan to bring us posts on news decks tonight. Good evening, Edwin.
Good evening, Marka Davis. Good evening, everyone. The 2024-2025 National County Sport has gained significant backing once again, with APM Terminus Liberia renewing its sponsorship for the tournament. The county meet, which kick off over the weekend across 4 counties for the preliminary rounds, continues to be a cornerstone for sports development in Liberia. Clay Cream, the managing director of APM Terminus Liberia, shared his enthusiasm for the ongoing partnership, describing the tournament as a very well-run, meaningful, and sustainable project. APN Terminus is currently the biggest sponsor for the tournament, contributing over 23,000 United States dollars. The sponsorship package includes jersey sets for all 15 counties and an addition of medals, trophies, and individuals awards for the event. This support reflects the company's commitment to empowering Liberian youth and fostering excellence across various sports disciplines. The jerseys were officially presented to the Ministry of Youth and Sports during the ceremony, attended by Deputy Minister for Administration Henry Yontond, representing the Ministry of Youth and Sports Jericho Bankalu, and other senior officials from the ministry. Deputy Minister for Sports Andy Kwame also expressed his gratitude to the company. The National County Sports Meet jointly organized by the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the Ministry of Internal Affairs provides a virtual platform for young athletes to showcase their talent on the national stage. Beyond competition, the event fostered unity, pride, and a spirit of healthy rivalry among participants. Stay on the continent. The competition will continue this Wednesday in exciting features at various venues in continuation of the preliminary rounds. In the kickball category, Group A host Bon County will lock horns with Bomi County at 10 a.m. in Banga, Bon County, with hope of bouncing back from their 4-1 defeat by Grand Basso in the opening encounter. The football encounter between Bonk and Bomi will kick off at 2 p.m. at the Dericonian Sports Stadium in Banga City, Bon County. Grand Basso and Maryland County will end all kickball activities at 12 noon in Banga, as Basso looks forward to getting her second victory in the kickball category, while the football match will commence at 4 p.m. at the same venue. Group B host Grand Julia County will take on Monterado County at 10 a.m. in the day's first sporting activities in the fight to get their first victory after conceding defeat to Grand Coup County 1-0 home run in their first match, while Grand Coup and Margibi County will be in action at 12 noon in Sergio. The football encounter between Grand Julia and Monserrado will begin at the Abbott T. Watt Sports Stadium beginning at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Meanwhile, Margibi and Grand Coup County will end the sporting activities in Sergio at 4 p.m. in the football version. Lofa County will battle Group C host Sano County in Keyboard at 10 a.m. after settling for a 7-7 home runs with neighbors Bapolu County in their first kickball match. Last edition finalists Lofa and Sano County will battle in the football category at 2 p.m. at the venue in Greenville at the James E. Green Sports Stadium. Riverside County and Bapolu will climax all of the midweek kickball activities at 12 noon in Group C. Riverside will take on Bapolu County in the last football match at 4 p.m. at the same venue to conclude the day's sporting activities. In Group D, Nima and River G County will meet at 2 p.m. in the kickball version in Kidmont after the Ministry of Youth and Sports accepted Nima's appeal to reschedule their final Group D match to this Wednesday against River G County. The appeal was sent in by the Nimba Sports Steering Committee in order to allow sons and daughters of Nimba County to pay their last respect to their fallen Senator Prince Johnson, they consider hero, on January 18, 2025. The Mountaineers started their kickball campaign with a 1-3 home runs victory over host Grand Cape Mount over the weekend. In the football category, Nimba County will take on defending county main champions River G County in what believed to be a mouth-watering encounter between these two county main giants. The sporting activities will begin at 4 p.m. in football at the Momotua Sports Stadium in River Sports. And away from Liberia, Manchester City captain Tony Boak has died at the age of 90. One of the most successful players in the club golden era of the late 1960s and early 1970s, Boak won domestic and European honors as a player and a manager. He began wearing the armband in 1967 and led the club to the first division title in 1968, the FA Cup in 1969, and the double success of the League Cup and European Cup Winners' Cup a year later. Boak moved into management in 1974 and got City to a future League Cup trumpet in 1976. He was in charge until 1979. The bricklayer from Bath in note to his anticipation days started his career at 1956 in non-league football with Bath City. Well, that's it for the latest in the world of sports.
Well, thanks to Edwin Batafoyan for bringing us sports tonight on News Dex. News just coming in says lawyers representing embattled House Speaker Fonate Kopa petitioned the lower court to declare the election of Majority Bloc Speaker Richard Kuhn unconstitutional. The The petition jointly filed by Representatives Musa Belete, Yaka Koluba, and a list of other minority lawmakers argues that they were excluded from participating in the election and committee assignments, which they believe violates their rights as lawmakers. Well, we hope to bring you more details on this development. In more news tonight, the government of Liberia is set to launch the arrest agenda for inclusive development and the county development agendas this Wednesday in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. The event will be graced by President Joseph Boakai, who will lead the ceremonial unveiling of the development framework. Finance and Development Planning Minister Augustine Gafwa has been explaining more about the event tomorrow.
Tomorrow, for the launching of the plan, the president will launch the plan. Heads of branches of government will be there. Ambassadors will be there. Heads of development agencies will be there. Civil society organizations will be there. The press, of course, the third estate. We're not only quick to launch the national development plan for the whole country. This year comes with a different flavor. Unlike the AFT and the DAPD, we have not only crafted a national plan, but we have crafted 15 county development agendas. So each county has its development agenda. County in consultation with the stakeholders, one around, ask the people, what are your priorities?
Finance Minister Augustine Gafwa there speaking Tuesday at the Ministry of Information regular press briefing. The Liberia Revenue Authority says it has exceeded its annual revenue target of 690 million United States dollars for the year 2024 and looks forward to a more productive 2025. Speaking at a press conference on Tuesday, LRA Commissioner General Robert Jala said the authority raised over 700 million in domestic revenue, having 692 million verified, while 10 million is still being processed.
Fiscal year 2024, I'm pleased to announce that the LRA has exceeded its annual revenue target of 690 million. To date, we have raised well over 700 million United States dollars in domestic revenue. Of this amount, 692 million has been verified by our colleagues who are processing, all of our intakes, and there's $10 million that is still in transit that is being processed. So cumulatively, we expect after all of the reconciliation has been done, we expect well over $700 million to have been collected for 2024. This achievement is a testament to the resilience, commitment, and collaboration of every stakeholder involved in the revenue mobilization process.
Meanwhile, the LRA boss says Liberia is rich in terms of resources. Therefore, the country needs to stop relying on extended resources and strengthen internal resource mobilization for the betterment of the country. Dr. Jala called for collective efforts to move the country revenue generation to billions to enhance rapid development.
We are very heavily endowed. We have resources that are not even comparable to what other countries don't have. Countries that have been able to make significant progress without the kind of resources that we have. So what I think we can do is to be able to work together to cultivate our resources in a way that it can benefit us maximum. That
is the Commissioner General of the Liberia Revenue Authority, Dr. Jala, there speaking. Following their meeting with President Boakai on Monday, the visiting World Bank has ended a tour of the Mount Coffee hydropower plant and other World Bank-funded facilities being operated by the Liberia Electricity Corporation. Speaking during the brief welcoming ceremony, LEC Interim Managing Director Thomas Gonkawan disclosed that all government entities will begin paying current bills effective next month.
Program will start this month, January, to take all of the government agencies to bring people. That will increase our liquidity, and we will have substantial money to be able to move the LEC forward.
Meanwhile, the head of the World Bank delegation, Usman Yaganan, who is also the World Bank's Vice President for Western and Central Africa, expressed satisfaction over the work done by LEC thus far.
delighted to be on the site of Kofi and to engage with ABC management and see also the investment that are doing. So, took note that LAC has just celebrated 50 years of managing this, and good progress has been made. Obviously, formidable charge remains. The road toward universal access remains long, but this is what has been done, especially recently. We are confident in the context of the mission 300 million.
He is World Bank Vice President for Western and Central Africa, Usman Diagana. They're speaking during the tour of the Mount Cafe hydropower plant and other facilities today, along with the LEC team headed by the intern managing director, Thomas Concan. Well, folks, this is how we love to go home on tonight's presentation of News Decks. But before we go, a recap of the headlines. At an elaborate state funeral on Tuesday, Vice President Jeremiah Coon attributes his political success to the legacy of late Nema County Senator Prince Johnson for their alleged role in the unauthorized removal and illegal sale of 11 vehicles belonging to the National Public Health Institute of Liberia. Director General Dr. Chris Torgbean dismisses 2 staffs and suspends several others without pay. Liberia Revenue Authority brags of exceeding its annual revenue target of $690 million for the year 2024, as Commissioner General Doba Jara looks forward to a more productive 2025. And away from Liberia, at least 120 people are reported to have been killed in random bombing on Monday in the Dar es Salaam area of the Sudan. Well, better thanks to all of you for your listening role. Thanks to our reporters and all those who helped to make this edition of News Decks a success. Naketa Roberts read for us the Bulletin of News. Edwin Batafoyan brought us post tonight. Daniel Sonin Sarah Control and coordinated the sounds. Myean Torgbean has been behind the cameras. Thanks to our sponsors, Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited. My name is Marka Davis. Good night.
Ria TV, True FM.
Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV, into Truth FM. Let us explore.
What's the meaning of the black barrier? The black barrier is to tell Joseph Bakala, if you don't organize yourself in a grateful manner, we'll keep your data.
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
News somewhere at 12. My name is Hansen Delta Present. Welcome to News and Analysis 30 minutes of news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and our one world. Presenting this newscast is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited.
How is life after the presidency?
But before the presidency, the same life that what you see. I live a different life. You know, when I was not president, this life that what I live. You know, with my family and
I have a lot of interest in the health sector, the educational sector, and the agriculture sector. Roads, connecting roads in this country.
Yeah, we are calling international community to come to intervene for us because, like I just stated previously, we don't know who to trust.
Always make sure to turn on to our
Ria TV and listening to Truth FM. Let us explore.